Hi, if you're new here, I'm Sage, and y'all are probably wondering where I've been. So, trigger warning, ED. So I forgot, it was 3 years ago, 2 years ago since my last video. Since then, I live with my boyfriend. Right now, I'm disabled due to, whenever I was 16, I went to donate blood and they told me that my platelets were in the 82s. And I was like, oh, that's scary. So, and then I go to the emergency room and they're like, yeah, you have an enlarged spleen. And I'm like, that's not great. Didn't tell me anything more. And then I went to go to one of my, I think it was another appointment. And the lady was like, okay, I'm gonna examine you. Let me feel your stomach. And she felt my stomach. She said, honey, that's the biggest spleen I've ever seen in my life. I was like, she was like, yeah, you're getting admitted. First time I've ever been admitted. I was like, oh shit, I'm scared. I was shaking. I got like freaking red hives all over my chest. That's never happened to me but once. But I was admitted. I was there for 2 weeks. They did the blood test and they saw that my liver enzymes were elevated, and then my platelets were messed up, white blood cells, red blood cells, hemoglobin, everything. So from just the blood test, it showed signs of liver disease. So, but first they wanted to do a bone marrow biopsy because they wondered if it was cancer, and it was not. They thought I had lymphoma. It was not cancer, thank God. But so then they did a liver biopsy, and whenever they did the liver biopsy, it did show that I do have liver disease, and it wasn't. They really don't know why. It is because I have only had alcohol twice in my life. I have non-alcoholic cirrhosis, fibrosis, whatever. So the only explanation that I have and that they have gave me is that my mom, she was an addict, and so that could have caused like things like that in the womb. Also, Spooky is living here with me now. She had 5 kittens and she was too young, so I had to take her away and nourish her back to life because there's kids for driving her insane. After the liver biopsy, they're like, yeah, you have liver disease. So I stayed there, and then over time, you know, they did follow-ups and follow-ups and follow-ups and test trying to figure out what's wrong. They did a fibrosis scan, and the fibrosis scan showed up and it was like really, really high. My fibrosis scan was about 7 months ago, and it showed that it had advanced. So then he told me that he told me that that it had progressed and that there is no cure and that it can't be reversible. So he told me that the only thing he can do right now is, like, recently I've been having like episodes of throwing up, but I've been throwing up blood, and due to liver disease, your esophagus can the vessels in your esophagus can get enlarged and they can burst and you can internally bleed. So I had 6 surgeries for that, to band them, so that they don't bleed. And it did show that my throat had got a lot better. Throughout that, he did tell me that whenever I get into like the early 20s, I will need a liver transplant. Due to that, if I needed a liver transplant right now, I wouldn't survive because of how nourished I am. And I just turned 17, and I started having just some like weird, like I looked in the mirror and I was like, I don't like that. So, and then it just progressed, and you've probably heard from stories. I'm not gonna go through details, but it did progress more than just running. And I have had anorexia for 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. And due to that, I have dropped a lot. And whenever you get a liver transplant, they did a test where 75% of people who were underweight who had a liver transplant most likely will not make it. So that's like the only thing that's kind of keeping me pushing, but it's been really hard. I've been admitted a lot. I've been admitted a lot into the hospital. I've learned a lot of medical stuff. I've learned so much. I did go to residential treatment. That did not work out very well. But right now it is a waiting game, and just monitor me and just see how everything goes with blood tests and everything. I am 18 now. I turn 19 in 12 days. So from past stage high, you didn't think this was gonna happen, did you? Whenever I turned 18, it was like a switch in my brain. It was like I thought I had mental illness before I was 18, but you know how kids are. They're like, oh, I have mental illness, and make it more than what it seems. Then I turned 18 and I was like, what? But I'm pushing through. I am trying my best. For future content, I have been going to concerts a lot. I have been loving concerts. Now that I'm 18, that I can go to freaking concerts. But I have been to Vision Video. I have been to Bible Belt Massacre, Ghost Kid, Falling in Reverse, Black Veil Brides, Tears for the Dying, what else? Suicide Boys. I went to see Suicide. That was a really fun time. Grade 8 was really fun. This year I do want to go to Cold Cave. I know I'm going to Cold Cave next because I'm so excited. So that's something I'm excited about. I've been recently liking coloring a lot for some reason. So like this whole channel is basically just gonna be about vlogs of like going out to concerts. Whenever I say vlogs, going out to concerts, and then maybe like if I wanted to, even like a little bit of like a grocery store kind of vlog, but like try to keep it where nobody knows. Then I can of course like come home and review it and whatever, and like even protein stuff. I love protein stuff. It is so awesome. I've been liking coloring a lot. It helps with calming my mind. I liked making jewelry there for a second, but I haven't really loved it recently. Photography. I miss working. I did have a job at Domino's. Yeah, that was like the only other job that I had other than the pork place. No. But, so the reason why I have not made any videos and stuff is because I've been in and out of the hospital for a couple of years. Give me any ideas of what content y'all want me to make. I would love to make even coffee content, I'm telling you. Yoga, routines, you know, anything. Just let me know whatever you're interested in. And I wish you all the best, and all of you, please please stay safe, okay? I love y'all. Bye.